Video games this time. Leaked AAA contracts are worse than we thought. Uh-oh. So we're gonna move on to video games now. The video game news.
The future, and basically, if publishers get their way, this completely ghastly
Arc.
advert for Arc
Yeah.
Aquatica is going to be the future.
The AI arc reveal. Yeah, that was pretty fucking
10 years
bad.
of unforgettable adventure. All of those journeys, those fights for survival, have been leading to this.
It was pretty bad.
Are you ready?
Yeah, you could tell it. Yeah, right here. Fucking morphing. Like his feet's all fucked up. What? You see his feet all fucked up? It's just like, what the fuck is happening?
A whole new world is waiting.
Aquatica.
Yeah, that
So
does not
bad.
sound good.
Yeah,
this
no,
advert
it's real
exists
fucking
because
bad.
Snail Games, the actual, people behind Arc, because they made it. And not only that, they brought this advert to GDC. That's because, well, GDC is where the investor types are. It's where the business happens. And
No,
believe
they
me,
brought it
it's
to
so wild for
GDC.
this shit. And I'm not just saying
Oh,
that randomly.
shit, they're fucking
Those very
cooking
close
it.
to me were actually at GDC this very year, very, very shortly ago. And this type of thing was everywhere. AI was everywhere. It was the talk of the investors, the people who actually have the money that drives what our industry produces. And look, it's not like every company at GDC was wanting to do some sort of terrible AI slop thing. Some were actually using that for development tools, and that's fine. But this sort of thing, replacing actual quality content, this
Yeah, I
is
mean, it's one
happening.
thing to like
And
try
it's
and make
actually happening
tools and
beyond this
shit
trailer.
so
It's
that you
literally happening in
can
video games
right, make the
now.
process
That's
easier
because
for
the
you to
backdrop to this is
make your
a large
workflow
fight.
better. But
It's a fight
yeah,
between the biggest
the
companies
way
in
they've
gaming
been
and the
doing it
voice
with
actors
Arc and
that
shit,
those
is-
companies
Eesh,
want to
yikes.
replace. Those actors are now 9 months into a strike, and because it takes a while to make games, it's only now that there's
Yeah,
a
and then you
very
got the
real
SAG
impact on the
after
games that
people
we will
being
play.
fucking
Or
weirdos.
perhaps won't play. Samantha Bayer, who's Karlach in Baldur's Gate 3, put it pretty well when she said this. And remember, she's a voice actor in the industry, so whenever she says things like this, she kind of knows from experience. Here's the quote. Essentially, CEOs pushing AI just want to save money. In the long term, it will destroy their reputation, their company, everything. She's absolutely right. Lots of this has went under the radar, but now we are actually seeing it have an impact. To do this properly, you need to know what the hell's going on. So, since July 2024, big publishers like Electronic Arts, Epic, Activision, Take-Two, and Warner Bros. Have been struck by the Voice Actors Union. And the reason why is fairly simple, right? Every few years, they renegotiate their standard union contract.
Correct.
And these cover voice acting, but also mocap, and it's a thing that overall is called the Interactive Media Agreement. Now, this agreement matters because it sets the industry standard terms on pay, conditions, protections, and a whole load more things. And look, if you don't care about those things and you only really care about the, is the voice acting good at the end of the day? I get that from a consumer's perspective. And this actually matters to you almost especially. Later on, you'll see how game industry shenanigans literally leads to worse performances. Specifically in this case, a wild situation Jennifer Hale had to deal with Mass Effect,
Oh, yeah, Mass
which is honestly
Effect,
a testament to how good she is as an actor. Okay, 2 things kicked off today's story. The first thing is the old agreement expired November 2022, and that meant the negotiations for the next contract automatically began. The second thing then is generative AI coming into the scene. Now, back at late 2022, it was rudimentary. But now it is actually different. Performances can be cloned, and if the rate of progress is anything to go by, within a few years, they will be indistinguishable to the average person who doesn't know any better. I mean, even current ones can actually fool some people. And right now,
Well, I mean,
there are zero
given
protections.
all
So let's
the
make this actually
resources,
feel real
right, all
with an
the
actual example in a
data
big
that
game.
some of these
And this is just
companies
one
have
example.
on voice
It's
actors
Call
and
of Duty
shit,
Black Ops
they can
6,
easily
because
make a
it
fucking
was a
AI
game
that uses
actually
their
not
voice.
impacted by the strike, because the
Especially if they're
production of
gonna
this
use
game
all their
began
fucking
under
games.
the old agreement. But of course, seeing
Like, that's
everything,
tons
the
and tons of
actors wanted
data
protections, right?
from all the voice
Protections
acting
specifically
and voice
about their
lines and
voices
shit they
being
had to
cloned.
record.
Activision refused to budge.
Fucking
The
throw
actors
that in a
walked,
large
Activision
language model.
recast them, and they even updated the game to remove people's lines. And it's not like they had an insane ask. Yes, they did want some of their contract updated, but that's because their old contract happened whenever we didn't really have Gen AI voice cloning in the way that we've got today. The material circumstances have not changed. And
especially if the SAG-AFTRA is doing what they're doing. You're right.
And do remember, this is the same
they might be
Activision
looking at that now.
Crammed Black Ops 6 full of AI art rewards and just other slop that we have covered on this
AI
channel.
slop.
And I can't say I'm surprised at how this stuff's going, because if any side in this budges, it's going to set a precedent, and that will shape the future of voice and motion capture work in gaming literally for years to come, because it impacts the standard contract. This is existential to the people involved, and they are not close to the deal. Here's what the union just said. Quote, "The bargaining group would have you believe that we are close to reaching a deal. This is not the case." That's what they say anyway, but let's see the scale of the problem. This all runs the risk of being intangible and woolly without specifically knowing what people want. So, according to the union, here's what the games companies want to do. They want to create digital replicas, but it's specifically how that is the problem. So the voice actor would create a library of voice clips that would be used to train, probably fine-tune a model that can replicate that actor's performance. Once that is done, the company can then just input text along with instructions to the model in order to generate whatever performance that they want. Now, there's a whole thing about creative bankruptcy, about the process of art actually mattering for the, the piece that is being made. And the way that sometimes, right, you only discover your best material, your gems, whenever you're actually performing and trying. And that's what the robot cannot replicate. But even putting that aside, right? The whole process of acting.
Right, the robot cannot replicate spontaneous.
The companies want to only pay for the recording sessions. That means that you will be paid to create an asset, the value of which is rooted in your experience and your professional
work, basing it
and
off
also
a previous
your
data
likeness,
off
right?
human,
Your voice. But then you will not be paid for the ongoing use of that asset, and that asset means you are basically no longer needed. That's already bad, but it actually gets worse. So, the way that money can kind of be laundered and fiddled about with? Well, what if we could launder performances in such a way that we didn't need to pay people? So let me explain. Beyond being paid for the recording sessions, the companies argue that a performance has got to be, quote, objectively identifiable as the actor for a specific character from a contract. Now, I get that that sounds like a bunch of legalese, so here's the rub. Whatever model they have based on your performance, they can then use that for whatever they want. And as long as it is not directly attributable to your contract and a character in the game, they won't see it as counting. You won't have to be paid. We can see how that will obviously be exploited to just not pay people. And then, of course, there's motion capture, where this goes even further. The argument is that none of the motion capture data is ever really directly translated into a game without a whole bunch of additional work. Meaning that once a digital replica has been fed, say, half a dozen people's movements, well, none of those people need to be paid past the first recording, the recording sessions that they do, because the motion that's coming out of whatever model they've trained isn't really identifiable to a specific character for a specific actor. But guess what? It gets worse. Any performances made prior to this contract, right? Or even the likes of, say, YouTube videos, those are not protected, and those can be used to feed whatever digital model that they're making.
They're going to use your data
for whatever they want. The actor doesn't even need to know about this stuff when it's being created. And what that means is that as it stands,
they can just
quite literally scrape your YouTube videos, scrape your past performances.
I mean, you already have some of these companies just running web scrapers and just grabbing as much data as they can. Especially if they're doing certain research
for that company, in another game, and they could just replace you and then not need you anymore to, do the whole acting thing. You can see how some engineering types or CEOs would love this and think they're cutting out the silly, meaty middleman who does the performance bit. But those of us who consume art know
they're
that
essentially
the
just cutting out the middleman.
Matters. So this stuff really is quite spooky. Now, the idea that say
you're essentially making people
Captain
lose
Price
jobs
and then fire the voice actor
because you decided to
Captain Price. Can our technology pull that off now?
Independently do it yourself.
Could it pull it off in 2 years?
As well as
which would
fuck
be the
everyone
scope
out.
of this new contract?
Right.
I would say absolutely that is the case. And the only way to challenge some of that would probably be through the legal system. It's quite worrying. And the core, most essential fact is that they do not need to be paid past the initial replica creation. And if the company can just keep on using them, even if the union goes on strike again, well, no wonder the union will not budge. Because for the union, this is a humongous existential one-way door problem.
Yeah.
Where if it goes the wrong way, going back through that door and changing the terms of all of this is far, far harder.
Yep.
And that is why they are holding fast, and they do not want this precedent to be set. And it's very easy to say, oh yeah, well,
I'm
you know what?
surprised the
unions will
companies
matter.
are actually trying to push
Here's the
that
thing.
kind of fucking...
These performances actually matter to the art that we consume. They're actually goddamn important. And if everything is just spat out of a machine, even if it is a very good imitation, a very good fake, that's not going to be the real thing. So yes, it's properly spooky. And with that said, let's talk about the direct impact. The reason why you've probably not felt this strike is because whenever the last television and film strikes happened, it was an immediate impact. It meant no more actors or directors on marketing tours, and then movies and shows just felt really off for a while because they ended up making do with whatever they had done pre-strike. It was a shit show. It was bad for the stuff that we got. The companies, rather than wait and do it right, were perfectly happy to just feed us half-baked slop. Now, the game strike has got some more limitations. Of course, first, there's contracts signed under the previous terms effectively being grandfathered in, and because games take such a long time to make, that does mean the strike's impact has been kind of delayed. Until now. There is, say, the Call of Duty story. That's not specifically the strike, but it's deeply related. And then there's the case of Zenless Zone Zero, where, similar to the Call of Duty situation, actors found out that they'd been recast in their roles the same time that fans did, which is lovely. And what's wild is that these strikes do not require recasts. This literally does not need to happen. And that's because even if companies refuse to meet the new agreement terms, they can simply choose to respect their actors in ongoing contracts that they've already got. Other studios have done this. One example is Destiny 2. They launched a patch with a note that said that some voice lines wouldn't be present. Riot Games say that they're not recording any new VO in English at all until the strike is clear. And then Hideo Kojima said that their upcoming games,
all the SAG after
Fizzle,
strike is
they
really
have,
fucking with
had their
video
motion
games
capture,
and
recording,
the
and
movie
even
industry
casting suspended. I mean, in that case, it will actually impact when that game gets shipped and parts of how it'll be made. And in most of these cases, it's actors putting pressure on the companies by simply not taking roles on and kind of hoping that they will not be replaced. And when they do that, it's not them throwing their toys out of the pram. It is literally them foregoing being paid and doing their job and making a commitment to continue not doing their job because they are trying to band together to get reasonable protections as a group. And what does twist the knife here is that there are far, far better ways to handle this. There are companies who are being reasonable, and the way in which they're being reasonable proves that a lot of this stuff for the big companies is basically bullshit. If the new agreement is so onerous and unfair to companies that it really would damage their operations, how is it that the Guild says that 160 games have actually signed the new agreement? How can they do that while the largest companies can't? I mean, surely the smaller companies are the most at risk to, actors being more expensive or something. So clearly this new agreement is not too onerous, and even outside the US, this is still like a big deal because the US standards define what's seen as normal everywhere else. And yes, that's
for
opinion
whatever
or
reason,
analysis, but it's actually substantiated. EA just found that out when the entire French cast of Apex Legends refused to sign, and they explicitly cited the publisher's AI model clause requirement, because it actually turns out Respawn had avoided it until then, but it seems that EA moved in and basically mandated that clause was in the new agreement. And that shows that EA are probably taking this seriously. I mean, if they were intent to fight the union as hard as they can, well, yeah, they would change an agreement that Respawn is doing. And there's further worldwide impact as well. People are spooked. It's even hit the likes of Supergiant, who are, of course, the Hades devs. Talking about all of this, the Athena voice actor said that they might be replaced because Supergiant wasn't signing an interim contract. Now, fans were pissed at Supergiant, and I can totally see why. Supergiant did have an answer. They said that they respected opinions, that they do not have AI plans, and that they do not plan on recasting. certainly is good, but we should keep an eye on how that develops. They also pointed out, though, that they've never signed up for a Screen Actors Guild like union contract because most of their VO has actually been from their developers. I guess fair enough, it's a situation with a smaller company, but the point is that in this climate, I think we can understand actors being on
the smaller game companies don't do with AI a lot.
edge. They
unless they're a
literally
company,
are being
they're a
replaced.
newbie
That
company
literally is
coming
the
into the
plan
sphere,
of
right?
these large companies.
Without any
I mean, hey, they're even replacing
financial
in-game
backing.
rewards that are supposed to be for you, the player, with AI slop. Of course they're going to do this to actors.
Yeah.
And a part of why actors are on edge is because the games industry has a long history of being a mess.
Yep.
Remember the fun fact about Jennifer Hale that I mentioned earlier? Of course, she is the voice of Commander Shepard in Mass Effect, and it turns out she didn't see her lines at all before performing them. Yeah, she just turned up and spoke. No time for prep, no time
Cold
for
reading
planning,
on
no
the
time
spot.
for even studying a scene that she would have to deliver.
Interesting.
That sucks for her own work
Yeah,
conditions.
that's
I mean,
really
as an
unusual.
actor, you will want to know what type of
Yeah,
work
as
you
an
are
actor,
going
I
in
don't
to
think
do.
you want to
Is
do
it going to
cold
be a bunch of
readings.
grunting and moaning? Is it going to be a big, strong theatrical scene? What's it going to be? That's actually
Yeah.
important for you as an actor. And it's important for you and me as customers, because if the actors can do insane things like know what scene they're doing so they can prepare for it, maybe we'll get better acting in
Better
our
acting
games.
in the games,
And
yeah.
shit like this sure does explain how video
Or at least
game
a
voice
better
acting
story
can be
that's
so
more
dodgy.
appealing.
Now, that's one example, and
Instead
it
of
is
being
fairly
like a
innocuous
weird
compared to
fucking
others. Like some actors
deadpan-
essentially having to do entire many-hour-long sessions of shouting and grunting. Now, that is a bit weird, but here's the deal. That
monospace,
shit
which is
hurts.
nothing.
Doing it for hours hurts. That can lead to injury that, if you're a voice actor, literally puts you out of work. I mean, hell,
Deadpan,
even in my
neutral,
own little
it's like,
scenario
ugh,
doing YouTube
gross.
videos, I remember sometimes going so
Like no
hard
emotion,
that
no soul.
I'd actually mess up stuff. And I couldn't record for a few days, which is obviously damaging to, well, everyone involved. That stuff actually is a problem. And companies, well, have a history of not caring about that, which ultimately does hurt us as consumers. Now, this new strike is certainly not the first. Back in 2016 to 17, we had a strike with the same companies. The union was fighting for better compensation. They failed on residuals, but they at least made it so that people would know what game they would be recording for when they go into a session. I'm not joking. That was actually a problem, which is wild. But this time it is truly existential. And the core thing that unifies all of us is that, be it buggy game releases, disrespectful business practices, monetization stuff that feels wrong, or this, it's all downstream of the same corporate decision making.
Yeah,
it
it seems like
everybody.
they're just
Actors, developers, customers, support staff.
Yeah, it's like they're
everyone.
trying to squeeze
That's
as
why we
much
got
money
band
as they
together,
can out
and
of
that
these
is
people
why
before
I
they
do
fucking
support
cut
this
their
strike, and I hope that they get protections against what these companies want to do. It's one of those cases where you can't trust the execs, and if you want to see another executive take on the little guys, check out this video on absolute friend of the show, Bobby Kotick, and his latest media tour.
The fuck is that trailer, man? All those fights for survival have been leading to this. Are you ready for slop? As if these practices weren't cynical enough. Like games will decrease 20% in price because those pesky creatives no longer have to be paid. No, these games will even get more expensive and the C-suit even fatter. Yeah, basically. Yeah, that right. Notice how the more they cut out of their fucking process, right? The cost of these games just keep going up. Right, you cut out these people, right? They're just gonna jack up the price of the game, or keep the same price. These companies are getting weird. Problem is that both sides are shit. SAG tries to force companies to exclusively hire people affiliated with their union. Yeah. Which is resulting in entirely illegal and multiple home bases of companies they are trying to make these deals with. On the other hand, AI in gaming cannot die quick enough. In mind that SAG is also demanding forced unionization of a SAG actor. Just works on your game. Yeah, that's a weird one too, right? You are just now blanketed in this a part of the union, and that all of your actors have to join SAG even if they don't want. Yeah, what was that? The fucking Paimon dumb bitch. You're going to be SAG after. You will be a part of this union, whether you like it or not. My body, my choice. How about I fucking shove my foot up your fucking face? Fucking dumb bitch. Anyways, Bellular news. Marvel Rivals' new character has enraged the modern audience. Uh-oh.
Hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend.
What was
and
her name?
thank you
Killer
for
Frost or
tuning in.
something?
Also, my apologies about the lack of uploads yesterday. Had some stuff to catch up on, but hey, we're back at it today. And as you know, lately we've had a lot of news regarding Genshin Impact and the ongoing voice actor situation. And to be quite frank, it looks like there's going to potentially be even more to talk about regarding all that tomorrow. But for now, I'd like to diverge for a moment, because today, we've actually got something to discuss regarding Marvel Rivals. Now, as you can probably tell from the gameplay I've been using for the last month or so, Rivals is a game that I've been enjoying quite a bit. And you might recall at the beginning of Season 1, the modern audience was very upset at the character Invisible Woman being added to the game, specifically because of her Malice skin, which they were getting all whiny and mad about, saying it's all like sexist and problematic.
Ah, yes.
That it appeals to the male gaze.
I
don't
think they've seen
it was all
gotcha
quite hilarious, made for great
or
entertainment. And now we've got Season 2
certain
launching
video
on
games,
April
let's just
11th, I think it is. And with Season 2 launching, we have a new character, a new Vanguard character. That's like a tank sort of character.
Oh, Emma Frost.
And that character is Emma Frost. We got the modern audience upset once again at this character for similar reasons that they were mad about the Malice skin for Invisible Woman, except this time they're actually mad at the base skin and also
Emma
the
Frost.
paid X Revolution skin.
Why? Because you could see her
too revealing,
thighs?
too sexist, too problematic. All that same sort of stuff basically that happened the first time. And it just makes me very glad to be a Marvel Rivals player, because I can enjoy the game itself. And then I also get entertainment from these weirdos crying about things. Do you know what's especially funny? The modern audience literally had a hero made for them. It's called Concord. That was a game made specifically for those types of people. And look what happened to it. Turned into like a $200 million loss. Shut down in a mere 2 weeks. But okay, back to Rivals. I'm just curious what you guys think about the Malice skin and this new X Revolution skin for Emma Frost. Like, if we're comparing the two, personally, I think I like the X Revolution skin more. There were just some things with the Malice skin that I didn't really like. For example, the spiky mask thing. To be fair, I do think that's lore accurate to the comics, but I'm just saying it's not my cup of tea. Now, on the other hand, though, I do like that cape thing that she has going on. Like, especially in-game, when you see an Invisible Woman moving around, that thing looks really cool. I definitely like what they did with the X Revolution skin, though, specifically the front profile. But then at the same time, I don't really like the sides and the back.
front.
I don't know, I'm too specific, I guess, maybe. I don't like the Malice skin in the back, just the cape thing. I don't like the Malice skin in the front or the sides, but I don't hate it. The X Revolution skin I like from the front, but not the sides or the back. At this point, I think I'm just too picky. I think I'm kind of weird. I think I'm probably the problem here. The problem is me. But at least I'm not raging about it and virtue signaling about it like the modern audience. So enough about my weird opinions. Let's just see what they're saying. Over on the subreddit Girl Gamers, from 3 months ago, a post just to get a reminder of what they were saying about the Malice skin. This is making me legitimately depressed. I hate how everyone ignores the blatant sexualization in this game just because it's fun/popular. That being a top post over there at the time, getting over 520 upvotes before moderators eventually locked the post because people from outside that subreddit were beginning to disagree with them in the comments. And hey,
I'm just trying to stay positive
for
here,
example,
okay?
minus 10 downvotes. It's toned down from how Sue Storm Malice looked in the comics. I wouldn't buy it, but it doesn't bother me either. Right below that, a comment with minus 10 downvotes that got removed by the moderators. Then we can also see a few more examples here real quick, but there's like 100 of these.
And this
minus 12
one,
downvotes.
it's
okay if you're on the target audience, you know.
In the game, it looks more
flashy. Minus 14 downvotes. No, I disagree. It's great. But okay, once again, that was just a very quick refresher. Now let's see what they're saying about Emma Frost. This post also on our Girl Gamers from 1 day ago, and being a top post over there with over 300 upvotes. Emma Frost deserves so much better. Okay, yeah, we're pausing already. So this very highly successful game decides to put Emma Frost in the game, and there's already an influx of great fan art from very talented artists who are now also getting additional traction because people are enjoying their art. So you can argue there's like multiple net benefits going on here, and that's just something I said within like a matter of 20 seconds. But hey, Emma Frost deserves so much better, guys. This is actually a big problem. Okay, let's see why. Why is this a big problem? Come tell us, Redditor. I know a lot of you are sick of hearing about this game. Sorry. But man, I just need to rant to people that will understand. I just saw the season cosmetic being released with Emma Frost, and wow, I am so disappointed. Triple crying emoji. It's so bad it looks like a mod. In this, this looks like a mod. There's a lot of great mods for games too. What the frick? In some games, the mods are even better than the base gameplay, just saying. But
yeah.
Anyways, continuing. In this community, we talk all the time about how over-sexualized character designs are problematic, disgusting, and demoralizing. Yeah, you don't say. We can all tell. You're like chronically mad about things over there. We get it. Anyways, continuing once again. For some of us, though, they can make us feel empowered and seen, if done correctly. I would like to add another angle to this. Sexy designs are in character for Emma Frost. She uses her sexuality as armor and as a weapon.
She uses her uses her sexuality as armor. And that's so.
Life that has shaped her into the powerful, calculated leader that she is. Here's my issue. These designs do not fit her character. Those don't look calculated or powerful or intentional.
Well, I mean, it probably doesn't fit your expectation of her. I don't know where you're getting your source material. But this is Marvel Rivals, or whoever's making who made this game, Tencent. This is their source material that they're using.
They look gimmicky and ridiculous. Do I have an issue with over-sexual designs in general? Yes. But if it fits the character, then there's some nuance there.
I don't think this person plays a lot of plays a lot of games where there's female protagonists.
And it's really disappointing to see them design her in a way
very
that reduces her
revealing
down to her appearance and sexuality. There's so much more I could say, but I'm just going to leave it here. Thanks for reading. Edit. I'm more so talking about her design with the open top.
I
think the pantsless design for original cosmetic looks a bit ridiculous too, but I'm mainly talking about the other one. Yeah, meanwhile, Emma Frost in the comics has designs that are even more revealing than the X Revolution skin.
Some of the comic
like
designs
one,
are just
example.
like,
this is much more revealing than the X Revolution skin is. I actually think this one is really sick, and this might be the one that the X Revolution skin is inspired from the most.
Yeah,
in my opinion, though, this comic skin is definitely not skin. I guess costume from the comics is definitely better than the X Revolution skin. Like this design is just freaking awesome. But yeah, if that Redditor is trying to use the comics to support their argument, I don't think it's helping. I think if anything, it's actually refuting their arguments. Of course, we've also got angry people
they're just
over on
arguing
Twitter.
over.
For example, this person
shit.
responding to Marvel Rivals' announcement that Emma Frost would be joining the roster, saying, "Hot take: I hate what this game is doing with Emma. Emma Frost is a promiscuous character, but her design in this game is so obviously pandering with the sex appeal, they forgot who they were trying to design in the first place. Her new skin, I'm aware that
aren't like all of the females like in a sense trying to give some sex appeal
and were taken from the comic directly contradicts what you were saying. Her new skin, I'm aware it's from a comic, my point still stands, is like if you were
sex
to
appeal
on a dog with
I don't know what
juicy
to
meat.
tell you.
What? What the frick
Also,
does
this
that
is a
even
game
mean?
about fucking shooting and
it's a really weird thing to say.
downing
Not
heroes
to
and
mention
shit like that.
physics.
This
Why
is
do we
like
have
a guy's
level
game.
jiggling in a hero shooter? I get that.
I mean,
sex
yeah,
sells,
sure,
but I'm not a fan of their
female,
handling of Emma. Man,
females
this
play it
person's
as
creepy.
well, but
I kind of
it's
regret
like
reading that.
probably
On
a
the other
more
hand, though,
dominant
here's
male
someone on
game, to be
Twitter
honest.
defending Emma Frost.
I mean, games in general
saying,
are more a
Twitter says,
dominant male
why are
space.
so many women being sexualized in games? Meanwhile, Emma Frost in the comics, freaking. What is she doing with Deadpool there? What's happening?
Safe word,
safe word. Okay, guys, taking bets that there's going to be that person in the comments who's putting the timestamp to this part of the video and saying, wish that was me. That's where we'll leave it for today. As always, thank you for tuning in. Let me know what you think about Emma Frost and the modern audience getting upset with Emma Frost and
I
Rivals.
think people are
If you
retarded.
enjoyed my coverage, please also consider
Over,
liking and subscribing.
they're just
Appreciate
trying
ya.
to get
Have
mad
a great
over
rest of your
another
weekend, and I'll see you in
character.
the next one.
Also, none of these guys are working on the game, so I don't know why they care that much. Also, some of these people probably don't even play the game. They're just getting mad. Just get mad. Wish that was me.
That was me.
Anyways, here, hey. Alright. What's going on with the new season?
You made the biggest piece of shit ever designed in an ARPG. This game is currently worse than Wolcen, Diablo 4, Diablo 3, Diablo 9. Any fucking ARPG on the market is better than this piece of shit right now. This character is boring. The mechanics are shit. Like, I don't even understand why you took away the best parts of your game, which is world design and fucking progression, and made it into a fucking slogfest of you fighting a numbless fucking mind-numbingly fucking white monsters for fucking 30 seconds at a time. Like, it's fucking dumb. It is a dumb game.
Why does that not do damage? Why?
Oh yeah, she's doing
it. Be bugged, dude. I don't understand what is happening here.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. Like at a certain point, I was all like, "It's better just for me to just run up to them and poke the shit out of them."
Leveling experience throughout any ARPG I have ever had. This is fucking insane, dude.
It's just nothing does any damage, and I am full glass cannon. I pretty much just like, okay, let's get the most damage that I can, and I'll just try to not get hit. And the
it seems like everyone's doing less damage.
Really low.
Is what I'm getting at.
Like, we're talking about an arsonist takes about 15 hits to kill a normal white mob. Not like a big white mob, like a normal white mob, but 15 hits. With a pure glass cannon full summoner. So like, yeah, okay, let's say I had 8 of them, they'd still have to attack a white mob twice each.
Yeah, when I was playing the new Huntress class, it did. Yeah, at the beginning, it really feels like you're not doing any damage.
And then maybe I can keep this ascendancy. Grinding Gear Games is lowering the player count by the minute. Yeah, so the interesting thing about this node is you have to have, if you get hit. Oh, see, like I cannot attack right now. I can't attack. So I have to run around. Now I can attack.
Oh.
If I get hit again, I can't attack again.
Craft some gear.
Oh, that's at the game. Oh, wait, no? Did he grab a skill point? Grab a passive or something?
All right. Yeah, let's go get it. Let's go get these points. And then maybe I can keep this ascendancy.
Oh, he took an ascendancy that probably fucked him. That's what it sounds like. Because he's trying to get skill points.
Ascendancy points. Let's go. All right. Yeah, let's go get it. Let's go get these points. And then maybe I can keep this ascendancy. Grinding Gear Games is lowering the player count by the minute. Yeah, if you get hit, this node is you have to have. If you get hit, oh, see, like I cannot attack right now. I can't attack.
So apparently with one of the nodes he has in his ascendancy tree, once he gets hit, he can't use any abilities and he has to run away.
So I have to run around. Now I can attack.
Yeah, and then he can cast.
If I get hit again,
it's
I can't
uncool.
attack
You
again.
basically have to not take hits for a certain amount of time to
break in
be
for
able to
whatever
recast
reason,
again.
and just I just want to play some Path of Exile. That's all I
Oh,
want.
did he die again?
That's the exchange. You give me good league, I give you money.
He's playing a warrior right now. Or at least on the screen right here.
I give you money, you give me dick. I don't want dick.
You You give me money, you give me dick. Goddamn, fucking PoE stream.
Nah, I give you money, you give me dick. I don't want dick. I can get dick anywhere else.
I don't want dick. I can get dick anywhere.
Walk down the street and get dick.
I don't want this dick. I can get it somewhere else. This is not the dick I want.
For whatever reason, and just I just want to play some Path of Exile. That's all I want. That's the exchange. You give me good league, I give you money. Nah, I give you money, you give me dick. I don't want dick. I can get dick
God,
anywhere
I
else.
give you
walk down
money
the
and
street
you
and
give
get
me
dick.
Let me play
Oh,
the
Dave.
game! Let me fucking play the game!
Bliat. Suka bliat.
This is so fucking dumb. I actually can't even like.
I
Where's that?
genuinely have more fun playing default than this.
Angry scab.
Who
said that?
Ну иди сюда, попробуй меня трахнуть, я тебя сам трахну! Ублюдок,
Ублюдок!
Будь ты проклят! Иди, идиот, трахать тебя и всю семью! Говно собачье, жлоб вонючий! Дерьмо, сука, падла, иди сюда, негодяй, гад, иди сюда, ты говно! Жопа!
Жопа!
Takes about 7 hours. So it's really, really good. It's called Fire Spear. And instead of just chucking this fire spear for monsters, it has a delay. So in order for
the fire spear delay was kind of stupid. I didn't like that.
You have to parry, right? And then do your disengage to get your super spear that does next to 0 damage. And then you're just
okay. Yeah, so the Huntress has some. Yeah, so the Huntress has some mechanics to where some of the moves like combo into each, like you can combo stuff into each other. Yeah, I don't know how because I don't like that kind of system, the way they did it, especially with some of the skills and how they
like an never-ending cycle.
It just feels weird.
Everything
because it feels like it feels like you're doing too many fucking actions, especially when you're dealing with a bunch of monsters that can just swarm you so easily and kill you. Yeah, like this, where you.
No, make it more fine. If when I parried, it actually gave me the frenzy charge. All right.
Bro, I'm so glad I didn't make a fucking YouTube video. Holy shit.
Uh-oh, dead.
I would actually feel so bad if I did.
Dead.
I was looking out. You know what? I actually just don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna fucking sit here and fight white mobs.
Yeah, it seems like they took out a lot of the champion and elite packs, and now you're just fighting a bunch of white mobs.
EHG, you shouldn't have delayed your game. Unironically, I have the hardest belief right now. If Last Epoch didn't delay, it would be more popular than PoE 2. I genuinely believe that. Like, I genuinely believe that. No meme. Like, no meme. They should not have delayed. You fucked up. You should not have delayed.
I'll be honest with you guys. If I wasn't a streamer, I'd be playing old school RuneScape right now.
Wow, he's an old school RuneScape player. Oh, he was using the bleed one. It didn't look like he was doing a lot of damage too. He's doing like no damage. He's doing like no damage. He's doing like no damage. Dude, what is this? Who is this? Is this... Oh, it's Ben? Was that Ben? Oh no, it was Gazzy, okay. It's just... Dude, that looks so fucking bad. Oh shit, that looks so bad.
Yeah.
Oh, he tamed this fucking monster. I can't believe he tamed this thing. What does it even do?
Dying. It's enraging. Oh.
Oh, he attacked. Oh my god, he attacked.
I might have chosen the wrong monster, guys.
Uh-oh.
But who knows?
Uh-oh. Oh, this is so bad. Yeah, monster taming doesn't seem that great.
Why did that do no damage? Why am I doing no damage?
Oh shit.
Why am I doing no damage?
Oh shit.
Fuck you! Fuck you!
All damage ignites.
Fuck you!
Is it healing?
That's such a stupid ability.
Oh, it was the immortal call, motherfucker. It's the immune guy.
That's such a stupid ability.
Yeah, the immune ability lasts for like 3 or 4 seconds. It's so fucking
That is
lame.
the biggest temp bubble I have
Oh,
ever
and
seen.
now you got a temporal
Is that a
bubble.
bug?
What
I've
the
never seen
fuck?
what? That
What
is a
the
temp bubble.
fuck?
What?
Dude, that's a fucked up bubble.
I'm not being dishonest when I said this. I've been playing ARPGs for 15 years. That was the worst Act 1 in terms of feeling I've ever felt in any game. And it's not because it was hard. It just felt like shit. Like, and I went through shit like Wolcen, like, and fucking Diablo 4. I played some shit in my day, right? I played Diablo. I fucking started Diablo 3 at launch, bro. I've played some fucking shit, dude. I even played Korean ARPGs where like you couldn't even progress when you don't pay them. You go into Act 2 and they're like, give me $10 or you're done. I even play that garbage. I felt better than this.
Stay inside.
It just seems like everyone is in pain and suffering. It just seems like everyone is suffering this league. Suffer. And I think some of these people are playing hardcore too, so it's like extra suffering.
Whatever! Whatever! Fix your game, GGG!
Oh my god.
Yeah, that fucking guy got me. Yeah.
Why are he's immortal, isn't he? Is this bug still on the game? This is sick.
And it literally did like no day.
Dude, this was gonna be the run too. Get your
Oh!
ass. This is a new one.
That happened. Oh yeah, I had that happen to me once. I think it fixed itself, but I think she's fucked here. Oh no, she's fine.
Oh, we're back. Oh shit.
Oh my!
Oh, she got lucky.
Oh my god! I literally first zone, the wolf hits me for 80% of my health. One swing.
Yeah, that
is this the vision?
The AOE blast knocks
This
you
is the
fucking
vision?
like it's like more than half of your health. That oh my god! He got one shot from it actually one-shotted.
Who did the first zone? I got 100 out in the first zone.
When you play this
yeah, that
game
thing does like
man
fucking like fucking over 100 damage. It's so stupid.
I think I'm like actually
in his ass.
What? Okay, dude, no. You can't roll through it! You're just really good there. Almost getting one. If she crits one time, I'm.
God, I really don't want to fight that boss. Especially with the. It's gonna be a fucking hassle.
Right. All these guys. What's his name? Mental breakdowns, chat. What's happening?
Dear GGG, you've made the biggest piece of shit ever designed in an ARPG. This game is currently worse than Wolcen, Diablo 4, Diablo 3, Diablo 9. Any fucking ARPG on the market is better than this piece of shit right now. This character is boring. The mechanics are shit. Like, I don't even understand why you took away the best parts of your game, which is build design and fucking progression, and made it into a fucking slogfest of you fighting a numbless fucking mind-numbingly fucking white monsters for fucking 30 seconds at a time. Like, it's fucking dumb.
I haven't even gotten further in, but it already seems like it's a fucking headache.
He's pandering, bro. He's pandering, bro. What they do? Go play deep.
Yeah, go play deep. Oh, the texture though, nice. Yeah, that's not supposed to happen. Yeah, those aren't supposed to happen.
Dropping the game seems more reasonable than re-rolling. Yeah, if you're a quitter.
Are you a quitter?
I think I don't like choking my nutsack with a rope. Putting myself through fucking misery. I think I'm not into that.
Yeah, PoE streamers, just ARPG streamers in general are just fucking masochists. They like to get their balls tied up.
This is pleasure for me. Torturing myself with this dog shit game.
Fucking. He's supposed to be the old school. Apparently, he's a male Amazon. I didn't know male Amazons were a thing.
God, I sure hope there's a cow level in this game.
God. Jesus. He's got the Diablo 2 music in the back.
We immediately do that, we unleash that, and we unleash her. And we wind it up again, I guess.
Oh, wow! He's actually doing a lot of damage.
That's pretty fucking good combo right there, right? Okay, so
but you have to get
yes,
all the
it's a lot of struggle to get
bounce
Amazon online. What I've currently done to make it a kind of
like RNG shit
palatable is Rake combined with Stomping Ground and currently Brutality. Stomping Ground scales off of Strength. That's where you get a lot of damage and you just Rake spam. But the Giga combo for doing lots of damage, you try and parry the enemy, you then drop Fangs of Frost, which drops Cold Ground. You need some kind of ground on the ground to do some extra damage. You then use 3 stacks of Whirling Slash, 1 Barrage, and then Twister. And that's how you get all of the Twisters going every.
That sounds like a fucking headache to do. Dude, you have to do so many actions just to get that combo going. What the fuck? Who the fuck makes it like that?
Everywhere. My Twister currently has Persistence and Excel.
Listening to Mathel explain all the actions you need to take just to make sure the Huntress gets all that damage out is fucking it sounds so fucking stupid.
What I've currently done to make it a kind of palatable is Rake combined with Stomping Ground and currently Brutality. Stomping Ground scales off of Strength.
And this is
That's
just
where
the
you get a lot
beginning.
of damage and you just Rake spam. But the Giga combo for doing lots of damage, you try and parry the enemy, you then drop Fangs of Frost, which drops Cold Ground. You need some kind of ground on the ground to do some extra damage. You then use 3 stacks of Whirling Slash, 1 Barrage, and then Twister. And that's how you get all of the Twisters going everywhere. My Twister currently has Persistence and Acceleration. Fangs of Frost has that and that. Barrage has that and that. Rake that. And Whirling Slash has that, that. And then the passive tree gets a little bit of duration.
Objective is fixed.
Is that.
What's this tree looking like?
And then the passive.
Okay, so we went over here. Yeah, I was thinking of getting this over there too. What was this? This was like blind or maim or something. I forgot. Yeah, I think I went down here though, just to get the damage.
Tree gets a little bit of duration.
Yeah, I feel like I should have went to fucking get the. Yeah, having the attack speed, now that I think about it, is probably way better than the extra damage. I mean, you already do shit damage.
Oh, yeah.
Warrior's still the same thing? No, I mean, a little bit better. I mean, he's just using the one build-up move.
The doc does. Get Doctor Please, son.
Yeah, I mean, it still does the same amount of damage, it looks like.
Back-to-back hammers. Oh boy. Yeah, alright guys, I told you it was gonna be like.
I need more time.
Dude.
Yeah, and then the issue with this build is, it's the slowness, right? The charge up to get the shit going, and then you keep getting fucking stunned by the attacks, and it's just like, fuck.
You guys want to see something funny? Another hammer. Boom. Who even?
There it is.
Join the dead, you so defiled.
But yeah, it seems like Warrior's still in the same place as before. Yeah, I wouldn't have thought that they would change Hammer of the Gods and those too much, to be honest, because I feel like those are already in a good place. You just have to fucking build for it, and that's it. You got your build. I mean, it is kind of slow because you have to charge up and everything.
First one's eye.
The damage is crazy now, guys. Wait, guys, the damage is like.
That actually didn't do too bad. What was that?
I think not.
Is he playing
His build's
Hunter?
OP now. I mean, he's got blue weapon, guys.
To do the job, I'll find
blue gear.
I'm not gonna play PoE 2 in the future. You will? No, I swear. I'm being honest as fuck with you right now. I swear. If this is intended, if this is every league, I will not play in the future. I swear. I swear to God. Because I'm kind of only the only reason I'm still playing is because I'm assuming they just went too far overboard.
We will see. I love how Warriors are not complaining because we are used to this. Welcome to Warriors. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Warriors are just the charge up and everything. That's just the game for Warriors. As for everyone else, yeah, it's probably way different.
Dear GGG, you've made the biggest piece of shit ever designed in an ARPG. This game is currently worse than Wolcen.
I had to go back to this because of that one guy's comment, and it's pretty good.
Diablo 4, Diablo 3, Diablo 9, any fucking ARPG on the market is better than this piece of shit right now. This character is boring. The mechanics are shit. Like, I don't even understand why you took away the best parts of your game, which is build design and fucking progression, and made it into a fucking slogfest of you fighting a numbless fucking mind-numbingly fucking white monsters for fucking 30 seconds at a time. Like, it's fucking dumb. It is a dumb game.
Why does that not do damage? Why?
All right.